In Gaza, I would say there are mixed feelings. On the one hand, there's a lot of exhaustion, a huge sense of fatigue among most people, especially those living in Mawasi and in tents after their homes were destroyed and everything. And they really want to see an end to this war. Some of them even speak out in front of cameras and curse Hamas. Yes, there is, endlessly. I retweet them all the time. Those who curse Hamas, especially after it became known that Hamas wanted to leave. Meaning, there are senior Hamas officials who submitted requests to leave Gaza, to Egypt for medical treatment, supposedly, and things like that. In other words, to leave the people behind, and not themselves. When this became known, and Israel proved it was true, the anger against Hamas rose dramatically in the Strip. But what? A lot of people are afraid. Because Hamas is still moving around among the population with Kalashnikovs. They're walking around with Kalashnikovs, and they take out anyone they don't like, anyone who rubs them the wrong way. So that's about Gaza. A lot of people really want Hamas to lay down their arms, to give up already, not because they love us, but because they just want to start living again. That's the first thing. But what's even more interesting is public opinion in the Arab world in general. You find a lot of voices. I, for example, took part in a discussion on the RT channel, Russia Today in Arabic. And they definitely address the Arab world because they're asking in Arabic. They have a discussion program, like a debate. And the host there definitely presents a sentiment as if Israel really lost this whole deal. Israel basically lost it. That's what he claims. Because Hamas, if they get it, they'll get it on their terms. And there's no choice but to accept their terms. And it doesn't matter. The point is that the moment Hamas survives, even as an organization, let's assume, because of the whole situation on the ground, Hamas decides to leave and go, say, to Algeria. Algeria invited them to rebuild Hamas from scratch. In the desert, they'll get a camp, bring people in, and train them to start Hamas again, though in exile, just like Arafat did in Tunisia. He went from Beirut to Tunisia, and there he restarted the PLO. Victory, victory. Why? Why? Because we measure victory and defeat according to our own timeline. On our timeline, that's about 4 years, until the next elections. That's the tick the clock makes every time. In the world around us, the timeline is completely different. It's eschatological. It goes until the end of days.